It really feels like it is time to build a very new world, a very new way of doing things, because the way we have been doing things in society has got us to a point. But I think as a collective, so many people are feeling that like we can't go on anymore like this. We can't do the things and the ways that we have been doing for so long. It really is time for change. And I know that so many people will be feeling trapped and not able to change because of financial reasons, for location reasons, for reasons that they're sort of stuck in these systems. And I know a lot of people are very aware that they're stuck in systems but don't sort of see a way out. And it is inviting more and more of us to step into doing life more from the heart, more from our intuition, because that is God's way. That is the spiritual way. That is the way that will lead us more and more to a world that we really feel alive in, and it feels it's resourcing us rather than draining us and constantly extracting from us and pushing us and contorting us into ways that we know deep down is not how we should be living. We know deep down the way we work, the way we are so busy, the way everything is prioritized above what's truly important is not what we're here on earth for. It's not what we are here for. And we know that deep down. And I know so many people, and it's taken me a long time to get here, I'm not going to lie, that have spiritual beliefs, have spiritual views, believe in something bigger than them, believe that something is guiding them, but doesn't quite trust it. Or wants the evidence before taking the action, right? So take, for example, maybe cutting down some hours at work, right? Maybe coming away from ways that you've been working in your business. And we want to know that that's all going to work out before we take the leap. We might have an intuitive pull. We might know in our heart that there's a desire to show up in a different way, which is what's brought me onto YouTube. But we want the evidence before we turn up, right? We want to know it's all going to be okay before we turn up. And this is sort of how we've ended up in the way that we live, because the evidence is the way everyone else lives, right? Oh, okay, that person over there works really hard. They post on their Instagram every day, so that must be how I need to show up to get X, Y, Z, to get the results. Okay, these people do it something this way, and this is how they're able to live this life, so this is what I must do. And it's why we've become so hungry for information. There's information at our fingertips constantly. You come on your device and it is everywhere, you know, information, the latest research, the latest self-help books, the latest scientific data to show this, this, and this. But where's it getting us? It's reinforcing that we need something outside of us to guide us. And the guidance is you. Because everybody is connected to something bigger than them. We just have to trust it. We have to tune in, and we have to make space for it too. If you're constantly busy, you're constantly bringing information in, you're constantly taking stuff in through your devices, through the external, through people, through other people's advice and stories and beliefs, it's really hard to access your own internal compass. So it's time to tune in. It's time to follow your heart, follow what you know deep down is right for you, and know, because I have been on this path, that sometimes it doesn't get you what you think it's going to. And that can be tough. But it always gives you something you need, and it always leads to something even better. That is something I have lived quite a lot. I have built the muscle, so to speak, of trusting things, even when I don't really know where it's going, trusting the unknown. And sometimes it has left me feeling a bit like, oh, this isn't what I thought was going to happen. Or, like, where's my reward from, source that I've trusted the path? And that's when you have to really dig deep and know that there's someone out there, there's someone up there, in here, whatever it is, that's got your back. And when you believe that, you know that you can stay without wobbling so much, and it will lead to exactly what you need and desire. This is the first time I've ever done a YouTube. I literally last month was planning on coming offline completely. I was like, I don't really need to be online, I'm going to take a long break. Maybe I'll just come off completely. I was looking at ways to delete my social media and take people from there onto other ways, like mailing lists and stuff. And then it just came through so strong that I need to come on camera and just talk. And that's been my path of this next step for me in business is to stop showing up online in the ways that everyone does and the ways I know will get me seen, and think about it in a business style sense or in a marketing sense or whatever, and just show up and just speak what is true. I didn't even know what I was going to talk about today. I've just sat here and let it come through. And I know that is my path right now. Maybe it's not even for very long. Maybe I'll just do a couple of videos and that's it. Maybe this becomes something big. Who knows? Again, I don't know what is. I don't know. I just know deep down this is what I've got to do right now. So, yeah, I just wanted to share that because I'm on this path with you. And I still have the mental chatter of like, but why? Or this doesn't make sense. Or maybe you should do it like this because this will then get this, how often do we do that? Whereas I'm like, no, I'm just gonna do the thing that feels right. And I know that will lead to something great. So, like I say, this is completely new for me. So if you resonated with this, if anything just landed or it was just the little thing that you needed to hear today, I would love to know. Pop something in the comments, give it a like if you want to, and yeah, let's see what happens.